Let's put your hands together and welcome up. Give it up for Jack Walsh, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Jack Walsh.
So, spoiler alert, I'm not well prepared, but here we go. Anyway, I have a condition called Meniere's, which some people refer to as Meniere's disease. I typically don't, because it sounds like a plea for sympathy. But it is a condition I live with, and it causes hearing loss, which includes like a fullness feeling in my ear, and tinnitus, which is like varying degrees of a teapot. You know, it's like either like a rumble, like it's just starting to heat up, or like a whistle, like it's about to blow. Unless you guys hear that right now. But anyway, it's there. And but the most like dramatic symptom of Meniere's is sudden, overwhelming vertigo, and it just really knocks you for a loop. It's like a switch is flipped and everything starts spinning. Usually this way. One time it was a barrel roll, so that was different, but it's unpleasant. It lasts typically maybe 20 to 30 minutes, but it could go longer. Now I mostly have it under control with a medicine that I get from Canada, because they have, a robust health system there, and we have a heroin addicted scammer who is going to bring back polio. But this Canadian medicine has been very helpful in controlling all this. But before I got it under control, spoiler alert, vertigo is going to figure into this. I was at Target, and it was the holiday season, and I think I was probably supposed to be shopping for something, but I was actually going through like the little bags of individually bagged Lego figures, trying to like feel them and determine which was which, because I wanted like a specific one. And I sneezed, and I guess it was the sneeze, maybe it was the light in Target, because it's not the first time I've gotten vertigo at Target. But I think it was the pressure change from the sneezing, but all of a sudden, switch is flipped, everything's spinning, and it's really bad, like all of a sudden, just 0 to fucked up in no time. And so I staggered out to my car, because what you do when this starts is you pop a Valium and you wait it out. And I don't know if the Valium even helps, because there's times I've taken the Valium, nothing's happened. There's times I've skipped it. Maybe it's a placebo. Like when my daughter was a toddler and she was teething, we would give her these homeopathic teething tablets, which probably didn't do a thing, but we would just refer to them as SIBOs. And so she started saying, I want a SIBO. So I went out to the car to take my SIBO and to wait it out. Figured I'd drive home in 30 minutes. And so about an hour passes, and I'm laying there, everything's still spinning. All you can do is lean your seat back, keep your eyes closed, and ride it out. And I put my hands over my eyes, and this is when I discovered that my eyes were moving back and forth rapidly, which I think happens every time. It's your brain trying to make sense of the world spinning, even though my eyes were closed and it couldn't see the world spinning. So I thought, well, that's interesting. And I was just listening to podcasts, kind of random ones, because I couldn't really see which one I was picking, because you just can't see anything. And I heard some sirens in the distance, and I thought, that's funny. That's probably somebody thought I was, a guy living out in his car at Target and called the cops on me. Thought, long shot, but. And then the sirens got louder. And I thought, well, that is weird. And then I started, through my closed eyes, seeing blue flashes of light. And I thought, well, shit, the cops are here. And I opened my eyes and tried to make sense of what I was seeing, and it was a million cops. There was police all around me. And because I couldn't really see, I kind of have to do some math, because I counted and it seemed like maybe there were 14 cops, which means there were probably just 7 cops, because I was seeing level. It was somewhere between 7 and 14 cops. And I kind of like squinted and tried to, focus. And I think it was the Brookhaven Police Department. So like 7 cops, 9 o'clock on a Saturday night, Brookhaven. I mean, that's probably the whole shift. And so like, what the hell's happening at Target? And so they obviously weren't there to roust me for dozing in my car or whatever. And I could kind of make out that 2 cars over, there was a guy who was sitting on the pavement with his hands behind him. I couldn't really tell you any more than that. They were getting some stuff out of his trunk, so I guess it was a really bad shoplifting hit on Target, but I don't know why they had to call 7 to 14 cops for that. But I kept waiting, I watched them kind of drag the guy off, and a cop approached the car, and I thought, oh, here we go. And he just walked by the window and said, how you doing? And so I went back, and after about 2.5 hours of everything still steady, and the cops left, so the entertainment was over, I decided it's time to call 911. And so I staggered back into Target and said, hey, look, I kind of explained the situation. I'm having vertigo, I can't drive. I really don't want my car to be towed. And they said, don't worry, we don't tow cars here. So if anyone's looking for somewhere to park around North Druid Hills, at Target, they don't tow. But I thought, I better move my car over under a street light, because I don't want someone to break into it or something. So it's not safe to drive when you have vertigo, but I did move over a few lanes and parked. And my wife came and got me. I went home. After about another hour, it calmed down, and we took an Uber back so she could drive me home. I had not done as good a job parking as I thought. Like I said, now it's mostly under control, which is great. It helps with the vertigo. It doesn't help with kind of low-grade everyday dizziness. And you might ask, does it help with the hearing loss? To which I would say, excuse me? Thank you very much.